This is Christine McAlister of Life with Passion coming to you live from Awesome Inc. downtown Lexington, where the 2015 Startup Weekend has been underway for about 48 hours. And today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of mindset and surrounding yourself with like-minded people when you are working on starting your own company, doing something that you dream of. And I'm very excited to have with me today the founder of Startup Weekend, out here visiting Startup Weekend Lexington from Colorado, and his name is Marc, and he is going to share a little bit about Startup Weekend and what he thinks is important as far as getting your business started, getting it off the ground. So I'm going to turn it over.
Hey, thanks for having me here in Lexington, Christine. I guess talking a little bit about what is entrepreneurship, and I really think of entrepreneurship. It's a set of values. It's a belief. It's a lens. It's a way of seeing the world that really gives you that knack to look at those things as problems, not just problems but opportunities, right? And I think that as an entrepreneur, we're just wired to think and look at the world in that way. One of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is that you likely have a lot of ideas, and you will likely fail at many of those ideas before finding the ones that really work. And I think in that essence is why community is so important. Do you have the network? Do you have the friends, the support, right? Because this is not an easy journey. Do you have a community really around you that, you can tap, when you need help, when you do need that support, when you're looking for an introduction, when you're looking for, the connection to the angel investor, or you're looking for, whatever it is that you might need along your journey. So that community is really, I've been to now hundreds of communities around the world, having these conversations around startup community building. And I think having a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem is perhaps the most fundamental ingredient of helping produce more successful entrepreneurs. So I think just being part of a community is definitely the surest way to ensure your own success along that journey.
And what can you tell us about the importance of mindset along this journey with its many ups and downs?
Mindset's a funny thing. I would say, I'll go meta for a second, but Peter Thiel has this great framework talking about where we are as a country and a culture in the United States. And, early in the 1900s, we were very much in the state of definite optimism. And we've kind of moved into this state of a little bit more comfort, a little bit more cynicism, a little bit more self-deprecation, and that's the indefinite optimism. I think we still are always trying to see the positive side, but as a culture, we've gotten really good about finding all the reasons not. If you compare that back to the 1800s, the early 1900s, this country was really built by entrepreneurs. And I think that is the mindset that this generation is now starting to really embrace. And so, as we adopt and really think about the value sets of being an entrepreneur, building communities around that, really, adopting that totally optimistic, definite optimism, that's special. That's unique. We are a subset of kind of crazy people in the country and in this world that constantly think about how can we improve things.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about Startup Weekend.
Startup Weekend, this weekend alone, actually in the last 2 weekends, it's part of a larger campaign, but we have over 250 Startup Weekends happening, and I think it's over 90 countries. So tons of activity going on, but it's part of a larger movement. Tactically more what Startup Weekend is, it's a simulation of actually building a company in just 2.5 days. It's fascinating to actually watch people walk in on a Friday night, have random ideas, all starting from scratch, actually end up presenting on Sunday with legitimate things that could really be great businesses. So that simulation is really not just about the business itself or the idea. It's really about building teams. It's really about understanding, you yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how to execute. What are some of the methodologies, the tools that you might actually need to apply to help get you going next time you have an idea, or potentially with that idea itself.
Awesome. And do people show up in teams, or do they show up by themselves? How does that work?
Everybody just shows up as an individual. I think, first step to building community and being part of a community is just showing up. And I think Startup Weekend, one of the best outcomes is actually getting people to show up, giving them a safe environment, to practice entrepreneurship and hey, potentially meet a co-founder and potentially start a company.
And help people understand that there is a subset of people for whom this is normal.
There
right?
are other crazy people out there just like you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Mark, thank you so much for being with us. I see we've got people here from all over the world, including Ukraine. So appreciate you being here to share about Startup Weekend. And Mark only makes it to a couple of these a year, and Lexington is one of the 2 this year. So thank you so much, Mark.
That's right.
And appreciate your time.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks. All right, so awesome privilege to hear from Mark of Startup Weekend, and I am privileged to be on the panel of judges who are going to hear the pitches from these entrepreneurs who've been working hard for the last 48 hours of a view of what's going on here. Awesome Inc., downtown Lexington, co-working space and high-tech startup community, which is where I work 1 to 2 days a week when I am in town. This is Christine McAlister of Life with Passion, lifewithpassion.com. So I'm an entrepreneurial, I'm a success coach for female entrepreneurs, and I am on the judging panel tonight for these teams who are pitching their ideas that they've been working on for the past 48 hours. So all the way back to the back, we've got 8 teams working hard. Some of them have slept, some of them have not since Friday night. The space is full of people who are just powering through on these ideas. And 5 o'clock Eastern to pitch to us a panel of 3 judges from different industries, different experiences. And I am a founder of several businesses. Thanks for the question. I have founded a horse breeding business. I've co-founded a natural cleaning products company. I run an online marketing company that serves small businesses with helping them, supporting them in getting leads from all over the world and in various industries and target markets. And Life with Passion serves women who dream of starting their own business or are feeling stuck in their current life, job, whatever, and aren't sure what's next. Here to help support them. So anyway, at Startup Weekend Lexington, I'm in the final minutes countdown before these teams are pitching their ideas to the judges right here on beautiful Main Street in downtown Lexington. This is Christine McAlister coming to you live from Awesome Inc. And my company, Life with Passion, provides support to entrepreneurial women around the world. You can check out my website, lifewithpassion.com. Email me, christine@lifewithpassion.com. I personally am a part of a small angel fund that does invest in startups. It's called the Cherub Fund, and it's run by Awesome Inc. awesomeinc.org. You can check them out online. And Mark, who you heard from earlier, is part of Techstars, which is quite a large organization supporting entrepreneurs, including a $300 million angel investment fund. So maybe something that you want to check out, the Techstars investment fund. Quite a bit larger than the one I'm a part of, but the one I'm a part of does invest locally in companies that are doing big and scalable things. So thank you so much for joining me. Hello to you from all over, from Boston, from Ukraine, from Louisville, Kentucky, from wherever you might be. Thanks for joining me for this special time with the Startup Weekend community and with the founder of Startup Weekend. And this is Christine McAlister, Life with Passion.